for today. And where are we? Okay, we're in Riverside for this appointment, this Chris Dexa appointment. I open the appointment, and up here, the second tab is treatment note. And this is basically the table of contents up here, all this stuff. So if I were to click, whoops, didn't mean to do that, but here's the provider order details. Okay, but if I were to click assessment, it would just bring me down to the assessment. You know, I can jump back to the top with these buttons here, but you know, if I want to skip toward whichever piece, I can use that here. Provider order details. I don't think there was a provider order created for this patient, so, or there may have been, but not a lot filled out here, but you know, you got the diagnosis, etc. Last treatment, no data here. I'm not sure if this is the first. Okay, so this is treatment number 1, so there wouldn't be any data here yet for last treatment. Assessment, so obviously during the encounter, this is yes, no. If you indicate yes, then it opens up this text box here, and you can, you know, kind of type whatever you need into this area. Do general assessment, yes, no as well. And then patient reported assessment. So this is a drop down. And then you can type in notes here, same as above. But if you indicate any sort of answer, then there's a free text option here. So review of systems, this is like a very large drop down. So I click this, it opens up this pretty huge review. If I were to click that again, you know, just collapse it. If you do open this and you are selecting, let's say, pain, whatever you select, when you collapse it, it'll just only show those two and whatever notes you put in here. Cool. So I unselect these. Oh, I guess it's keeping them in there. But yeah, it's not going to keep all of them in there unless you indicate on there that you did do that review. The exam is pretty much the same. It has slightly different fields. This is editable, so you can add or remove different assessments that you want to put in here. Let's see. So if I were to click this plus button here, you know, I wanted to add something to the general, you know, I'd type in general system description. So, you know, if trouble sleeping wasn't in there yet, then I would write general, trouble sleeping, create, and then put another line here of whatever you choose to type in there. This works the same way. If I indicate something here and then collapse it, it's going to stay there. I'm going to remove that though. Okay. Assessment and administration. So, or access and administration. No data here. Let's see. This appointment hasn't been dispensed, so anything below here isn't going to really have a lot of information. But you know, this obviously you can put as much or as little data as you want into here. If you indicate start time, end time on the outside of the appointment, that'll get filled in here. Same thing for adding secondary medications, you'll find that here. And I can open another encounter note of appointment that has been dispensed, so you can kind of see where that information fills in. So this is all during procedural details, and then discharge. Cool. And then right down here, all right, finally is post-discharge activity. Sorry, you can do an assessment here as well. And add any details you want to that. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one. Delete. you can publish these. It's not going to let you publish it until you click this button here. So I understand once it's published, I can't edit it. So it's basically adding your clinician signature to that. And then it's kind of locked in there. Okay, I'm going to close that. And then the other thing that we had mentioned right here on the outside says treatment note as well. If I were to click this, it's going to open up the PDF version of what we were just looking at.
Yeah, this is
Once it
after we
loads.
publish it, right?
What?
After we
After you
publish it. After you finish it and
yeah.
publish it, right? Yeah.
You can open the PDF version without publishing it. So I didn't publish that one because it was not yet dispensed, but there's still the PDF version, you know, even with all the empty fields in here. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of there. Okay,
and this is how you can export it. Basically, if you open the treatment note and then you download it to the computer or whatever you have, and then maybe send it to yourself in the email, or right?
Exactly. So I'm opening up another one from the outside of the appointment. So it's going to be the PDF version of an appointment yesterday once it gets loaded. Okay. So this was all filled out. So the qualifying assessment, all no, okay to proceed with the procedure. Yes. Andrew was the clinician. Here's all the vitals. General assessment, she only did two things, or I mean, sorry. So she filled this out, added scores to these, no notes. Here's the review system. Sorry, this is what I was looking for. And so she only did a couple dozen, and, you know, there's a super long drop down, but it's not going to include any that she does not indicate. So general, cardiovascular, endocrine, eyes, gastrointestinal, etc. Exam, again, this part was pretty much almost identical to the review system, so she didn't do that one. Here's like during the administration. So now you can see that there's the route of admin, was it successful, any blood return, etc. Procedure, okay, medication and fluids. She, added some dilutants or some sterile water. Good. Cool. Procedural details. Infusion completed. Patient IV successful. IV line flush. Well, and then there's her signature. So this one was signed, and there's no post-discharge activity. So like if I go back into here, you know, if I want it, I don't know if she didn't look like she indicated publishing it yet. So let's see how that looks. Okay, so she didn't publish it, but she did add her signature. I'm not sure who you guys want to be in charge of publishing it, but again, once you publish it, you can't edit it. So
just read it, you know. Well, we don't want to change paper and read it.
Yep. And if I were to click this review, it would show me basically this exact same thing. So you can access the PDF version from within the encounter note or from outside the appointment. Oh, pop-up blocked. Does not want me to do that. Those are all pop-ups. Okay, so same exact thing. So you can access the PDF version from this or from here. And then you were looking at patients. So if I go Irvine, I select the patient. Okay, right. And it doesn't say treatment note up here at all, right? But if I were to go to appointments, then I can open up, you know, any appointments here, same way you would on the schedule, and then find that treatment note. Any questions or anything you kind of want me to review in the treatment note? That'd be important for the clinicians to see. Reham?
No, I'm trying to think. I don't have any other questions. The only question I have is what what type of privilege I can give to the nurse um, to have access to that to the note without doing other things. I'm not sure if a nurse privilege would give the things that they need. I don't think they schedule the appointment. I don't think they do other things in FuseBox rather than going to the treatment note and write down what you just showed us. Showed me.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you want me to stop recording?